What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? DBN Live, DBN Radio, y'all. We about to get it in. DBN, Blue Blood Sports TV. We about to start the show in a minute, y'all. Let me go ahead and shout out everybody in the comment section. We're going to be talking about everything, man. We're going to be talking about Canelo versus Golovkin. Canelo's new body transformation, if you want to call it that. How Canelo ran up on that boy. Like Tupac running up on P. Diddy or hitting him up, you know what I'm saying? Or I should say Suge Knight. Let me go ahead and shout out everybody, man. Let me shout out everybody in the comment section. What's going on, Big Money? The very first person in the comment section. What's good, man? Hey, man, you guys make sure you rep your city, rep your country, rep your island, rep your continent. You know we international over here, y'all. You know it. Yep. What's going on, DeAndre? All right, my man Big Money said, where Blue Blood at? All right, Jesus, hashtag Canelo. Let's get it. Shout out to my moderators. What's going on, Kennedy Linder? My man D, 21519. She said, smash that like button. Yes, sir, man. Smash that like button. Victor said, Blue Blood in the house. We here, y'all, says Mo. Yeah, man. Rep y'all city, man. We're about to get started in a minute, man. We're about to get started in a minute, yeah. 504 up in the building, says Bruce. All right. What did he say? He said Tupac ran up on Mr. Lanes. King busy. What up, DB? What up, DBN? What up, Blue? All day. Hey, Dante, much love here. El Salvador. That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, he said, my man, Jesus. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Jesus. New Orleans up in here. Yeah, man, it's going down, y'all. It's going down. We got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Phone lines will be open so you guys can call in. H-Town, baby, says Big Money. Sonata, Mexico, says Victor. All right. International, y'all. What's up, DBN and Blue Blood? Jacksonville up in here, says Angelo. Yeah, man. Let me see here. Salvador in the house. What's good, fam? Bam. Yeah, what's going on, D? Errol stops everyone at 147. He might even stop some cats at 160 if he go up there. If y'all heard what Errol Spence just recently said. Yeah, man. All right, Capadonna. What's good? Tampa, Florida. Detroit. Long Beach, CA. All right. Oh, snap. All right, y'all. We're about to get started, y'all. Hopefully this connection is stay up. I already see it's going up and down right now. So hopefully that connection stay up. Yeah, let's get it, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and start the actual intro, and we're going to get it in, y'all. Yes, sir. Orange County, Triple G, all day. New Orleans. DBN, what's good up? What's good, fam? All right, NO. I appreciate that, man. Miami up in the house, says George. All right, Rockford, Illinois. Brooklyn up in the house all day. Uh-huh. All right, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this, let this intro play and get it in, y'all. It's gonna be a small pause, and we'll get started in a minute, guys.
Dante with Dante's Boxer Nation. And let me tell you something right now. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkicking.com. That is ashkicking.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kicking fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kicking all-natural health and beauty products. Everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products, go to ashkicking.com.
Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey yo, you better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another great edition of the DBN Radio Show. I am your host, Dante. Let me go ahead and introduce my special guest in the building. It's only two of us. We're doing an EPMD style tonight, y'all.
Yes, sir.
So let me go and introduce the man. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel if you haven't already did it. My man, Blue Blood Sports TV. What's going on, Blue?
What's shaking with you?
All right, man. We finally got you in the studio,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Let's get it in. Let's go and get it in, y'all. So, Blue, we was just at the weigh-in today, man. And surprisingly to me, I didn't expect it to be that electric. I mean, it was a pretty good sized crowd. I mean, it was kind of close to, I won't say a Mayweather type of weigh-in, but close to that.
It was close
you know
to
what I mean? It was close to that. It was a nice sized crowd up in there. What did you take away from? Let's just jump right into it, man. You seen Canelo run up on your boy Golovkin. Why do you think he ran up on him? Was he a little? What was it? You just tell me. What do you think it was exactly? Before I answer, because I was about to answer myself.
He said that it was he said he was anxious. He said that the crowd got him hyped up when he came out. He saw the crowd, man. I don't know, man. Sometimes that could be nervous energy, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, it kind of comes off as nervous energy. You don't really know what to do at the moment, so you just run up on him. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of that's the first thing that came to my mind. I said, oh man, that kind of looked like nervous energy just to run up on him, like prove a point. You know what I'm saying?
But see, Blue, I thought it also has something to do with the fact that he blames Triple G on him getting suspended. He looks at him possibly like a snitch. He's basically saying, if it wasn't for you, my reputation wouldn't be messed up.
Right.
I done lost money this year. And I think he blaming it all on Triple G.
Right.
And to me, I feel this is why there's more pressure on Canelo to win this fight.
Right.
I asked the question when I was doing my live feed. I said, who has more to lose in this fight? And I think they both have a lot to lose. Everybody in the comment section said Triple G.
Right.
And then I said, okay, I can understand that. But then I almost forgot about the whole controversy with the failed drug test.
Right.
If Canelo loses this fight,
right,
now that he's clean, that's going to be like Margarito losing after after the loaded gloves are gone.
Right. He's never going to be the same.
He's never going to be the same, man. So, man, I think there's a lot more pressure. So what I'm saying, Blue, is I think this had a lot to do with why, he ran up on him like that. It was personal. But you're right. It could be a combination, though. It could be a combination of nerves, too, though.
Right.
So, I mean, hey, guys, once again, special guest in the building, my man, Blue Blood Sports TV. If you guys want to go ahead and call in, man, go ahead and call in and let us know what you think about the weigh-in, what you think about the fight is going down. And once again, the phone lines are open, guys, okay? So if you guys want to go ahead and call in, the phone lines are open. And once again, decafs, man, always feel free to call in, man. We always throw y'all, in the front of the line, man. You get that VIP pass, so
yes, sir.
y'all go ahead and call in, man. That's what it is. Hey, shout out to my man, one of my moderators, CSM, J-Dog. Smash that like button. Yes, sir, J-Dog. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man, if y'all like what we doing over here, man. You can show your love in many different ways. Blue Blood Sports TV,
yes,
DBN.
Sir.
We getting it in, y'all. Yep. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the body transformation. We in agreement with this. Blue, we talked about it earlier. I agree with you. Once again, I didn't really see, because I kept hearing everybody say he has this new body. He has this new body. I'm expecting to see, him look like what's my man from Good Times? Jimmy.
JJ Evans.
JJ, yeah. Dynamite. I'm expecting him to look like JJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he pretty much looked the same though. I mean, he was a little bit more cut up.
Right.
I didn't see that big of a difference. I've seen fighters that other professional fighters like Fernando Vargas, for example, when he failed a drug test against Oscar De La Hoya, we seen him look more chiseled than he ever looked.
Right.
Fernando was never a chiseled fighter.
Right.
So so we seen a complete contrast, of how he looked on it and off, right? But when it comes to Canelo, he almost looked like he was more toned up.
Right. We saw that with Marquez too.
Yeah, you're right. He was shredded.
He was shredded. We never saw him look like that last Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, he never looked like that before.
Yep.
He never looked. So you agree, right? That he pretty much looked the same. It didn't look like that much of a difference.
Yeah,
right?
he looked like the same dude, man. A little less mass, but he looked the exact same on the scales, man, that he always looked. He might look more chiseled.
Yeah, he did. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He pretty much looked like he was more chiseled.
Yeah, he looked more chiseled at this time around. So, it's like I said, man, like you said, there's a lot of pressure on him. But I do look at it like this. If he wins this fight, and we know he's clean now. We know he's clean. I mean, he fought him to a draw the last fight, and the argument is that he was on something. You know what I mean? And now we know he's clean because they watching him with a close eye. So he win this fight, man. That just solidifies him, man. It just validates him as a boxer. His stock is gonna rise, man. It's gonna rise because it's like, listen, you claim that I was on PEDs and I fought him to a draw. Now when I'm clean and you said I'm smaller, especially if he just clearly outboxes him and whitewashes him, forget it, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if he beats Triple G with no controversy, he definitely is somewhere in top 10 pound for pound. I know this pisses off a lot of fans, a lot of Canelo fans when I say this, but I try to figure out, how do we put Canelo in the top 10? Because at first I was trying to be more generous. I was like, okay, well, you could put him in the bottom 10. But once again, when I think about it, all of his biggest wins were controversial.
Right.
You know what I mean? His win against Lara, his win against Trout, and his biggest fight he had, he lost.
Right.
So we can't just throw him in there just because we say, oh, he's been in there with big names.
Right.
No, you got to beat these big names, and it can't be with controversy.
Right.
So if he beats Golovkin though with no controversy, then you could definitely put him up there.
Right. That solidifies him.
Right. Hey, so Blue, what do you think? And once again, guys, we're gonna open up the phone lines in a minute. So what do you think? We didn't really talk about this, about Dan Rafael, ESPN's Dan Rafael, or ESPN in a whole, basically putting your boy Golovkin at top 2, the greatest middleweight of all in the last. They said of this generation is what they said, actually. The last 25 years, basically.
It's amazing, man. It's almost, you got to question Dan Rafael's boxing knowledge. He's in his mindset is in question. Maybe Dan Rafael is punch drunk.
He done took too many punches by the keys on that typewriter.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like the fork has been hitting him in the face too many times, man. This dude is outrageous.
Too many food fights. Too many food fights.
It's like, come on, man. It's no way.
I mean, you can't even take it serious.
No.
But it's so offensive because when Golovkin is in a position right now to prove if he really is great,
right,
and he's given up belts, we know that he's not going to fight against Charlo.
Right.
We know he ain't going to fight. He probably ain't going to fight the winner of Andre versus Saunders.
Right.
He already gave up one of his belts, and this is the time. And you don't even wait to see what happens even after the Canelo rematch, where the first Canelo rematch fight was controversy. It was controversial. And then that's when you decide to say he's the greatest. Why don't you wait till there's a conclusion?
Right.
Till he has that signature fight that solidifies his position.
Not to mention, Not to mention, his biggest fight in his career is a guy who was a junior middleweight.
It was a junior
and
middleweight.
he fought him to a draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who has Canelo fought at 160? He fought a catchweight fight with Chavez Jr., which that's not worth anything.
Yeah.
Beating him. And outside of that, he went and fought Triple G. And then Triple G Triple G should have been able to whitewash Canelo coming from 54.
That's what we would have thought. And instead, speaking of that, because you notice how they were both fighting cautious.
Right.
And I think I said this to you after the weigh-in. I said, notice the reporter, she asked Golovkin, are we going to get to see big drama show?
Right.
And he didn't really answer the question.
He wouldn't commit to it.
He wouldn't commit to it because we haven't seen big drama show since he was in there with Dominic Wade and Willie Monroe. And Marco Antonio Rubio. That's when we seen big drama show.
And she
since
pushed
he done
him.
stepped up. Yeah, she stepped. And once again, since he stepped up in competition, we haven't really been seeing like Mexicans, his version of Mexican style. We haven't been seeing big drama show. You know what I mean? So once again, man.
And that's another thing. Like you said, the turnout was crazy. But did you see all the shirts?
Yeah.
The Triple G Mexican style shirt?
Yeah, man.
Wow, man. So many Mexicans adopted this dude.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've been talking about this since day one.
That's insane.
That's insane right there. Because once again, we know we ain't gonna see no Errol Spence and no Deontay Wilder on no Mexican flags.
Right.
You know,
right.
It would be a nice gesture if y'all did that, by the way. But we know it ain't gonna ever happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
You know, all day. But anyway, man, let's see. Let me see right here. Let's go ahead. Let's jump on these phone lines, man. See what we got over here. Once again, man, y'all tuning in to the live DBN radio show special edition, recapping today's weigh-in. Special guest in the building, Blue Blood Sports TV. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, y'all. Yep. Let's go ahead and open up these phone lines, man. See what it is, man. All right, we got 323. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, this is Reggie, man. What's happening, nation?
What's going on,
Blue Blood?
Reggie, what's good?
What's going on, Reg? What's good with you?
Man, up in here chilling with the babies, getting ready for that box fan show tomorrow.
Yeah, all day. What's on your mind? You watched that weigh-in?
Yeah, man. I was Canelo serious about this thing, man. He ready for some action. Hopefully that cardio stays up. If he can get that cardio to extend through it, I can see him finishing Canelo.
Yeah.
Not Canelo. I can see Canelo finishing Triple G. Sorry about that.
You can see Canelo finish. And you know what, Reggie? I mean, there's no doubt about it. To me, Canelo is more of a confident fighter. I just feel like Golovkin can easily be rattled.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you look at his demeanor in the Jacobs fight, and even the first couple rounds in the Kell Brook fight, he looked like he was rattled until Abel Sanchez said, "Hey, you the bigger guy, just jump on his ass." And that's what he did in the 5th, 6th round. He just threw caution to the wind and said, "Yeah, you're right. I'm the bigger guy."
It's like you could. He's
and
easily. Go ahead, Reggie.
Oh no, I was saying even in that first round of that who was that Monterosian fight, that first round, certain things that were touching him caused him to. I don't know. He has this self-doubt, but it was just the only thing. Monterosian didn't have anything behind that punch, but it stopped what's the name from returning anything. But Canelo's gonna come with some serious things. Hopefully, if his cardio is on point, he can turn the gas up on Triple G and get him out of there.
Yeah. So you picking Canelo?
Yeah, and I like where his attitude at. His whole demeanor, he's really serious about this, and I think he's serious about boxing once again. So.
Yeah. I mean, this is hard for me, man. This is hard for me, man. I'm slightly leaning towards Canelo, but in about an hour, I might start picking Golovkin. I don't know, man. This is hard, man. But let me go ahead and introduce, man, one of the new members in that DBN tank holding it down, repping. I appreciate you joining that Super Chat Army family, Courtney Jones. He said, keep grinding, DBN. I have Canelo by unanimous decision. Not split decision, but unanimous. Something else that I keep forgetting. You know that when it comes to Canelo fighting, there's already going to be one judge that's already going to have it for him. You know what I mean? And it's most likely going to be 118, 110.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We seen this in Lara Canelo. We seen this in Mayweather Canelo. We seen this in Golovkin Canelo, the first fight. You know what I mean? So that's one thing Canelo has going for him. So if he just does a little bit better with that build,
one other judge.
Yeah, all he needs is one more judge.
Yeah. That judge is right now somewhere on the strip getting sauce. Yeah. Because they ain't got no worries. They ain't got nothing to judge, man.
Yeah, they already did it.
Yep.
Yeah, they getting sauce on their scorecard right now. Hey, you can't. You know, let me protect this right here, man. You know, let me protect my little 118, 110 card over here. You know,
that was the same score with the Floyd Mayweather fight, right?
Yeah, or 117. I think they had a 117, 111. I think. You know,
that's insane, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely insane. But you want to hang around, Reggie?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes indeed.
All right, I'm gonna take another one, man. Let's go and take another call. We got 703. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Kevin Dante out in Maryland.
Okay, you said Kevin?
Yeah.
What's going on, Kev? What's on your mind, man?
Well, I'm going for Canelo by stoppage, but I want to say when you mentioned Dan Raphael, man, that's downright irresponsible for him to report that. Yeah. I mean, beyond.
Hey, Kevin, that's borderline disrespectful, huh?
Beyond borderline.
I clearly remember they were talking about Triple G knocking people out, and sooner or later somebody gonna have to fight him. That was kind of like his storyline, and they were talking about Kovalev as the killer and knocking everybody out. And as soon as Kovalev lost, they took that storyline and put it on Triple G.
Well, it's actually been before that, because remember they was reporting that Triple G was knocking Kovalev out in training and sparring.
Yeah. They said Triple G knocked him down with a body shot, and he was on the ground crying. I heard Abel Sanchez saying that. But you see, Dan and ESPN, they try to be real slick with it. Like, look, if we put Hopkins as number one, nobody will notice that we put Golovkin at number two. Right. But that's some BS, though. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Danny Jacobs that he's on. Now he's about to fight his fourth undefeated fighter. He's about to fight the one fighter that Golovkin didn't want to fight, gave his belt up for. So if Danny Jacobs wins that fight, his resume is already better than Gennady Golovkin's if you really think about it. So this is what I mean when I say you have to wait for it to all the smoke settles and clears, and then you say this is who we crown. That's like in the middle of the Olympics before you even get to the gold medal match. You go ahead and you say this dude right here, he's the greatest or he's the best Olympic fighter this year in the Olympics before you even wait to see if he makes it to the finals.
And not to mention, even though he didn't stay there long, but Roy Jones is in the same. Excuse me, pardon me if I'm mistaken, but isn't Roy Jones in the same era as Bernard Hopkins?
In the same era, 25 years they pretty much talking about.
And he fought in the same. Didn't he fight in the middleweight division, or am I missing something?
Oh my goodness, that's right. And beat Bernard Hopkins.
And he beat Hopkins and James Stoney.
In his oh man.
I don't know if we missing something.
Oh man, you just killed it, Blue. You just killed it with that, Blue. You just found the bloody glove. Yeah. You just found the bloody glove with the DNA evidence all over it, man.
It's bananas, man.
Wow. I mean, because I thought about Roy Jones, but forgot it. But to think about the fact that Hopkins is at number one.
Right.
Roy Jones beat Hopkins and James Stoney in their primes.
Right.
When Hopkins had the executioner mask on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And not to mention, when Roy Jones fought James Stoney, this is how highly they thought of James Stoney, because James Stoney was the favorite in that fight.
James Stoney, because all that stuff he was talking, which makes the win even bigger.
Right.
Which makes the win even bigger. And see, like I said, that's on some, when you said borderline offensive, no, that's 1940s offensive. That's what I'm going to call it.
Exactly. Hey, organic herbs, man. Hopkins and Roy Jones never fought at 47, bro.
You reading? Oh, okay. Yeah.
And even with the Dan Rayfield thing, man, we kind of got to add him into being, not even add him, but to create to where we make him irrelevant within sports writing. It makes no sense that a dude with that physique, not to make everything about a physical appearance, but to make a dude that looks like that as the premier writer in sports, he has to be erased from this because he's all about the Europeanizing the sport of boxing.
And that's a great way to put it. Europeanizing the sport.
You see everything about. Yeah, you see everything about him. Dan Raythorn never had a fight in his life, so what does he know about the sport of fighting?
But it goes further than him not even having a fight, man. It's just he's never been in a fight, but he still knows who he wants to favor. And you know, once again, it's funny how they can accuse us of being biased or however they want to put it. But what makes more sense? Would it make more sense if Americans are giving Americans the credit that they deserve? Or does it make sense that an American like Dan Rafael gives his own country no credit and he gives foreigners way more credit because they may share the same skin color as him? What looks more biased?
Right, he going.
What more, I mean, because because you would never see in the Philippines, you would never see Pacquiao fans or reporters completely crapping all over Pacquiao and giving Floyd Mayweather all the credit in the world. You would never see that. You only see that in America.
Only in America, like Don King said.
All day. Complete facts, man.
It's utterly ridiculous, man. This stuff, and that's why we here.
That's why new media here.
Yeah, man, because the agenda.
I don't know. I must have missed something. I just remember them talking about nobody wanted to fight Golovkin, and then the first time he had any competition, it was Lemieux.
Absolutely.
Which isn't really great competition. And after that, he fought Danny Jacobs, and I thought Danny Jacobs may have won.
Yeah.
Well, how about the fact that...
And he drew with Canelo. So where's this great resume?
And how about the fact that when he was fighting all these fighters with no names, they kept saying, well, he had no choice because he got to fight the mandatories. Well, isn't Derevyanchenko his mandatory?
Dog. And this is why it's difficult to try to defend someone who's contradicting themselves because you're going to go down in that sinking ship with them. All them excuses they made, like they said, the excuses they was just making right there. Then they were making excuses. Oh, come on. He doesn't have to fight Ward. He's trying to unify all the belts.
Right.
Why should he fight Lara? He's trying to unify all the belts.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, Golovkin make all you guys look stupid when he starts giving up his belts. And now he's saying, him and Abel, they're saying, oh, we don't care about the belts anymore. We just want to stay active. That's what Abel Sanchez said.
Yep.
He said, we just want to stay active now. We don't even care about the belts no more.
It's just like we was talking about yesterday. What happened? They wasn't worried about money. And all they were worried about was holding on to the straps, like you said yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, if you needed the strap from Triple G, you had to take it from him. You had to pry it from his dead hand.
Which your boy just actually said that last night. Abel Sanchez actually said that at the press conference. He said the only way, he said, you ain't going to take, what did he say? He said, Golovkin ain't giving up the belts. The only way you're going to take Golovkin belts is if you beat him. So, okay, then how did Darren Yevchenko get one of his belts?
Right.
You know, and we know Charlo is knocking on the door right now.
Right. And so let's suppose Danny Jacobs win that fight. And he get the belt. And he arguably beat Triple G. So how he received the belt then?
Absolutely.
You should want to go get that strap back from him then.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, the question, Blue, right now, Blue, if you could put some money on this, let's just say Golovkin wins this fight. Does he A, retire, B, move up, or C, come out that damn house surrounded, swinging, you know what I'm saying, go out and blaze and fight against Charlo?
Well, I in order, I believe is retire. Is that number one?
Number one.
Number two, move up and cherry pick. And 3, don't exist.
3. Wow.
That don't even exist.
Don't even exist.
It's not even an option.
Wow. And I mean, you.
That's not even an option.
Hey, brother, thank you for your call, man. I'm going to get to another one. All right, man? Thanks for calling in. All right, Kevin?
All right, Dante.
All right, take care, man. Man, that's a damn shame. Only in boxing, bro. Can you imagine it not being an option for us to watch the Super Bowl?
It's crazy.
We can only watch like a couple week games.
And I always give people the analysis, and I say, Could you imagine if the AFC just decide when it comes to the Super Bowl, they say, "Well, we're not playing the NFC because we don't want to cross that street. We don't like the way they play."
Only in boxing, man. Only in boxing, man.
Or they say, "Well, what is that team? That team ain't beat nobody to get to where we at. The team they had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
They didn't earn it.
Yeah, they didn't even have their best receiver playing that one game they won. We're not gonna play them.
We'll rather play the loser though.
We rather play the loser. We rather imagine that. Yeah, like I said, I use the football analogy all the time. Imagine you in the playoffs and you don't have to play the team that actually just won, but you get to play the team that lost to them.
Right.
You know, people be like, what the hell are we watching?
It's crazy. It's like in basketball, if you use the analysis, right? We saw that the Cavaliers' road to getting to the finals was easier than the Warriors. So could you imagine if the Warriors turned around and say, well, they got there because the lack of competition there. So you know something? We just going to go back and play the Rockets again that we already beat.
It's a damn shame, y'all.
It's amazing, man.
It is amazing, man. Blue Blood Sports TV up in the building, y'all. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel, Dante's Boxing Nation Live. Y'all know what it is, man. Oh, let me go ahead and introduce some more members that just joined that DBN Army, that Super Chat Army. I appreciate y'all showing that love, man. Shout out. Let me introduce one of the new members, my man Saint Toast. He said, much love, Dante from Houston, Texas. Have you read J. Prince's book? If so, what's your take on it? Now, I haven't read it yet, man, but thanks for telling me about it. I'm going to have to read it now. And shout out to another member of the DBN Army. I appreciate the donation family. He said Hagler and Hopkins are top two, in my opinion. And I got to say something, since he just said that. That brings up another topic. You tell me what you think about this, Blue. But when it comes to Marvin Hagler, I could kind of see Roy Jones even over Hagler.
Yeah, I can see Roy Jones beating Marvin Hagler.
Yeah. So I would put Roy Jones over Hagler, man.
Right.
You know, and
because you got to think, Roy Jones is a bigger, stronger, faster version of Sugar Ray Leonard. And if you don't say that he's faster than Sugar Ray Leonard, at the very least they equal.
Absolutely.
And we saw Sugar Ray Leonard frustrate him after a serious eye injury.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just Roy Jones, I would definitely favor Roy Jones to beat Marvin Hagler. And Marvin Hagler was an emotional fighter on top of it. Once he get frustrated, it's almost like he quit.
You to come in over a little bit more. Yeah, get on the camera more. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, Blue.
It's almost like he quit. You know what I'm saying? So he got frustrated with the Ray Leonard fight. And all the antics and the showmanship that Roy Jones, oh man, he'll frustrate Marvin. Marvin Hagler may walk out the ring like that dude we saw the other day, man.
Man, Roy Jones would have beat Marvin Hagler easy.
I believe so.
A flat-footed fighter. We seen, like you said, we seen Sugar Ray Leonard frustrating him.
Right.
And Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't on the level of a Roy Jones.
Right.
People have to realize, I mean, we're taught, we're basically taught, to believe because of the older generation, you just hear that so often, it basically programs us to just think, oh, Roberto Duran, oh, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns, or whatever, greatness. You just automatically, put their name next to greatness. It's synonymous.
Right.
Because that's what we've been programmed to think. But if you really think about it, guys, the sport evolves.
Right.
The sport evolves. We was talking about this off air, Blue.
Yep.
Why a lot of cats are not, receiving the same type of damage, or they don't have the same type of health issues that the fighters back in the 70s had.
Right.
Because the sport evolves. People, they get better with their defense and all that kind of stuff. People not getting hit. Even the brawlers don't get hit as much. Don't get me wrong. It's a small percentage. People like Brandon Rios is getting hit like,
But their defense is their face.
Yeah, is their face.
They choose that option.
Yeah. Some of these fighters just don't have the coordination and the rhythm.
Or
but
just don't
back
want
in
to.
But back in the day, you had fighters like Ali who had rhythm and coordination.
Right.
He was still getting hit way more than the heavyweights get hit today.
Right.
So the sport evolves.
They've been telling us that this was the golden era, and nobody can match that era. Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran. Nobody can match that era. But we've seen fighters today's time. Listen, our only fighter in that era that I think that would give Floyd Mayweather issues would be Ray Leonard.
I think Ray Leonard. I think Hearns with the height and everything, he probably would give him some issues. But but outside of them though, I mean, but the Durans, the Haglers, that type of style would be tailor made for Floyd Mayweather.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Floyd Mayweather.
Oh man, that would be too easy for Floyd Mayweather. That would be, well, I won't say it'll be easy, but it would be a dominant performance. I think Floyd would beat Chavez easier than he beat Manny Pacquiao.
Right.
Because Pacquiao at least had the speed and unpredictability.
Right.
You know, with Chavez, you know what's coming.
Right. And I know people gonna say, "Oh, it's blasphemy." But you know, you gotta think outside of the box.
And you got to look at who Chavez had problems with.
Right.
I mean, he had problems with Meldrick Taylor. He had problems with Pernell Whitaker.
Right.
If he had problems with a Pernell Whitaker who didn't have power,
right,
who was shorter,
right,
how is he going to deal with a Floyd who's taller, has a longer reach, and has power? Certainly,
and it's faster.
You know, so
and adaptability.
Yeah,
and adapt exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that's pretty much how I see that. But if you guys want to talk about that, you guys can call in if you disagree with any of that. Let me go ahead and let's go to another call. Let's see. All right, we got 901. What's going on, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up? This is MSV J-Dog.
Oh, what's going on, J-Dog? One of my moderators, always holding it down, man.
What's good?
He be in there fending them off, boy. What's good, J-Dog?
What's good, Blue?
What's shaking with you?
Man, chilling, man. I got Canelo. I'm going to go safe. I say unanimous decision. I won't be surprised if he knocks GGG down with a body shot.
Man, I thought about that. I thought about the body shot. Go ahead, Jay.
It's not going to be a chin shot, man. If he drop him, it's going to be by a body shot, man, because Canelo looking way faster. I mean, he looking way faster than he did in the first fight. Plus, a lot of people not talking about it. Canelo was coming off a hand injury in their first fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he didn't throw the right as like he wanted to in the first fight. You know, he done had a year off now. So all that's healed up and clear. I don't really see GGG being able to adjust. One thing about Canelo is, man, the dude will adapt. Whether you like him or not, he will adapt. And he will go back and watch a Mayweather fight to learn and add things into his arsenal, which is why I believe that he's going to beat GGG. I believe he saw what he needed to see in the first fight, and he's going to chop him up this fight.
And you know the one thing, and J-Dog, what you saying that, I was talking to a fan on my live stream earlier, and I was talking to a boxer. I was talking to, there's an undefeated fighter on Golden Boy. His name is Oscar Duarte. And he's with Golden Boy. And I was talking to him after the weigh-in, and I said, what does Canelo have to do to win? And he said he has to box, he has to move, he has to counterpunch. But I don't know if that's the right strategy, because he kind of tried to do that in the first fight, and Golovkin kept walking him down with the jab, walking him down. Oscar De La Hoya said something years ago, like long time ago. He said to beat Golovkin, he said you have to back him up.
So he said he
can't fight going backwards. He can't do it.
Right.
And if you watch Willie Monroe, you watch Kell Brook, and spurts, especially Kell Brook, he jumped on him with combinations and tried to back him up, stand his ground, especially Willie Monroe.
Right.
Now, Willie Monroe later admitted that wasn't by design. He did that, he said, because he got paralyzed with a body shot from Golovkin, and that basically paralyzed him.
Right.
So he said, okay, then I just gonna have to stand here and fight. And he actually ended up doing better when he was paralyzed, fighting him face to face, or toe to toe, I should say.
Right. He said he realized he could have just stayed in the pocket with him the entire fight. And we saw that was the same situation with Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs showed him too much respect. He should have came out and pushed him back. Danny Jacobs was clearly the bigger guy.
No doubt about it. And if he would have showed the same confidence he showed against Arias, and who else did you say?
Peter Quillen.
And Peter Quillen. If he would have showed that type of confidence, he probably would have stopped Golovkin.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I question, how strong Golovkin is mentally.
Right.
I really question it, because for you to call yourself Mexican style, big drama show,
right,
and soon as you got a guy who's around your size, strong like you, all of a sudden now in this boxing style,
right.
You know what I'm saying? How did it switch up?
And that's with everybody he stepped up with that had power. He did that with David Lemieux. What happened to the big drama show with David Lemieux?
You beat me to it, Blue. I was just about to use Lemieux as an example. See, this is how I know what we saying makes sense. We didn't even think, he's saying the same thing. Canelo needs to get off first. But like I said, he don't have to stay in front of him all night.
Right.
He got to do kind of like a Andre Ward.
Right.
Back him up maybe a minute in the round, then get back on your feet.
And you know something?
Get his respect.
Yeah. You know what I noticed that a lot of fighters don't use versus Triple G that they should incorporate into their style when they fight him? Is that jab to the solar plex that Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather use.
Yeah, keep him at bay.
Because you throw shots at him, he freezes up. If you throw that shot to the solar plex, he's gonna absorb it. He's not gonna look to counter. He's just gonna absorb that shit all night.
He's a take. I call it. He's a take turns type of boxer.
Right.
Okay, you throw your 6 punches. Let me know when you finish. Okay, when you finish, then I'm gonna hit you.
Right.
And then we're gonna go back and forth like that.
Right.
He ain't the type of person that's gonna bob and weave like a Mike Tyson and catch you in the middle of you throwing a punch.
Right.
You
don't have to worry about return fire.
Yeah.
Especially in the exchange in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He might try it when you on the ropes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And even when Canelo was on the ropes, he thought about it before he flinched. He thought about it for a second. He hesitated, and then he was like, "Okay, it's safe."
Right. Even with Kell Brook, he decided there was times in the Kell Brook fight where he had Kell Brook on the rope and backed up himself without Kell Brook even throwing a shot.
That's what I'm saying. The confidence is not there when it comes to Golovkin, and that's why it tripped me out when people talk about his chin. Go ahead, J-Dog, or whoever that is.
Oh no. That was
Reggie.
me. That's what I'm saying. That's why
Reggie.
I think Canelo can get this knockout, because him going into that first battle, he collected all his data. He knows what to look out for. He knows what that power feels like and where he can't take it.
Yeah.
Going in this fight, he's going to come in more aggressive. He's going to, just like we're saying, where you see the confidence not there, he's going to go in there, begin to break Triple G down. Triple G is very flat-footed. Canelo's movement can throw him off, and he can catch him with something. I see the lights going out.
Yeah, I can see it, and I want to go back. I want to answer someone's question. Someone asked me in the comment section. They said, Dante, do you want to see a rubber match, a third Canelo versus Golovkin fight after this one? And this is the reason why I say hell to the no. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you watch once again, imagine if there were rematches in the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The playoffs, basically. Right. But a better example is the Olympics. Olympics tournament, boxing tournament. Can you imagine if we had to watch, Cuba, versus Mexico or whoever? We got to watch that fight again because the first one, they threw so many punches. Now there's a delay to watch the finals. No, this is what we want to see. Go ahead, and whoever the winner is, advance in your bracket.
Right.
Once you win the tournament, then you could go back and fight him a third time. Fight Charlo, fight the winner of Saunders versus Andrade, and then after that, once you've established that you're the best in the middleweight division, then go back and fight him. But not right away. Not because I remember some fans were saying when Pacquiao kept fighting Marquez, there were fans, Blue, that were saying, because they didn't care, because neither one of those fighters was on a coincidental list. They didn't really care realistically who won.
Right.
They was like, as long as they ain't losing to no black fighter, we don't really care who they lose to. Because I remember it was a lot of fans that used to always say, man, I'd rather them just keep fighting each other over and over again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just like people got tired of watching the Warriors and the Cavaliers. Everybody nobody wanted to see that 5 years straight, 4 years straight. It ran its course.
Yeah.
We want to see you versus somebody new.
You want to see, of course. Why we want to see a rerun when we can see something new?
Right.
Go ahead. Was that J-Dog?
J-Dog.
What I was about to say is this too. People keep saying that Charlo is WBC mandatory. Charlo is the WBC interim 160-pound full champion. Not just a mandatory, he is a champion. If people claim that Manny Pacquiao is a champion, then make sure put some respect on Charlo's name and label that man champion, because he has the green belt, the gold belt. They didn't give him a silver title. He got the full gold belt. They need to consolidate that belt with that man. We can't have two WBC 160-pound champion. Because even if you go on their site and look at the ratings, Charlo is listed as interim WBC champion.
And they make it so
we need to
complicated.
see that fight.
Right.
But they just make it so complicated. They really do, man. It is kind of confusing, Blue.
It's too confusing, man.
You're supposed to have one champion. You got the WBA. They got damn near like 3 belts
Right.
for the WBA organization.
And all this interim, it's
They
like we
want that
watching.
money.
It's like we watching
they want
WWE or
that
WWF or some shit, man. You know, you got the Intercontinental
Because they do have
champion,
another-
and you know, you remember when Hulk Hogan was the WWF champion and the Ultimate Warrior was the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. It's too many. Come on, man. And what? Even in that sport, which we know is entertainment.
Yeah.
But even in that, we wanted to see Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior to see who was the real champion.
Yeah.
So even in fiction, we want to see
Even in
a
fiction.
validation.
Even in fiction. That's a great point, Blue. And somebody in the comment section said, I'm happy just with letting the fight marinate. You know, a fan would only say that if he thinks that fighter is going to lose to that guy.
Right.
That's really all that means.
Right.
Once again, man, we know how to translate. You know what I mean? All you saying to us is, come on, man. We know that Canelo or Golovkin will most likely lose to Charlo. So let's let that marinate for a while. Let's push that way back. We're going to let this meat marinate for damn near 2 weeks.
Not to mention, we know that fan is saying he wants the Canelo versus Charlo fight to marinate because Triple G ain't got time to let fights marinate.
Yeah, that's a
He's
great
already
point.
35 plus.
That's a great
so
point.
we know who you a fan of.
But or he didn't think about what you just said.
Right.
And that contradicts what he said
Right.
on both sides.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's no such thing as let it marinate.
No, you can't let that marinate.
Yeah.
And anyway, you know, to the level that Canelo Alvarez, there's no more marinating.
Yeah, of course. There is no marinating.
Right.
It ain't no marinating in a tournament.
Right.
There is no marinating in a tournament.
And I ask you this: if that was Floyd Mayweather, would you say let it marinate?
Yeah, would you let the Pacquiao fight marinate?
Right.
We ain't never heard a fan say that.
No.
All that time when Pacquiao didn't sign, he didn't want to take that drug test.
Right.
We never heard one fan say let it marinate.
Or should we say if Charlo was the champion, would you say let it marinate? If Canelo was trying to get his shot, or Triple G was trying to get his shot, would you tell Charlo, well, you know something, you should just let it marinate?
I mean, they wanted Floyd Mayweather to jump up to middleweight,
Right.
and fight Golovkin with no marinade sauce,
Right.
You know, they wanted it dry,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, we know what time it is.
Even coming off of layoffs.
To let it marinate.
What's up, Jay?
I said they didn't tell Jacobs to let that WBA unification marinate.
Yeah, you
Sure
said
didn't.
In fact, they was calling Jacobs a ducker.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They was calling him a ducker, man.
Exactly.
We know what time it is. They done got theyself. You know, and this is why we always talk about this. You know, we were talking about this before, Blue. What we do as reporters, it's an art. You know,
Right.
we done seen some people get on here and try to cuss people out. You don't get the type of answer. You don't get the answers you're looking for. You can't
Right.
really set them up
Right.
when somebody just yelling and stuff like that. The reason why I say this is because I've asked Abel Sanchez so many questions that now the truth is coming out to bite him back in the ass from some of the stuff he said in my interviews.
Right.
I told him somebody got some loud noise in the background. I'm gonna mute the phone lines for a second. But basically, I'm forgetting what else. Oh yeah, okay. So Abel Sanchez, when I asked him a long time ago, remember, right after Kovalev got knocked out by Ward, Golovkin said, "I'm thinking about retiring." He said, every fight is difficult, and my family wants me to retire, so Canelo fight might be my last fight. When I asked Abel about that, he said, "No, man, that's not true. You guys, this is what you guys do, you media people. You take things out of context and you try to word it the way." And I said, "That's not what he was saying at all." And he said, "I see him around for at least maybe another 5. I think he said like 5 years."
Right.
And we know, and I knew when he said that, no, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Because who you gonna fight without fighting the best fighters for the
Right.
next 5 years?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's not possible.
It's not possible.
No.
It-
Instead, in his style of fighting, right? His style of fighting don't translate to the 40s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't translate.
Absolutely. Even though he started late.
Right.
even though he started late, because he ain't been boxing like Floyd, since Floyd was like, what, 20 years old, 21, whatever, as a pro. Right. He hasn't been fighting like that.
And see, the thing is, people don't realize, they say, oh, well, the black fighters, their style. Well, those are the fighters that we see that last and still are effective into their 40s. Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather. Roy Jones got knocked out, but he still was in his mid-30s and had already moved up to heavyweight.
He was 36, going on 37 when he first lost or he got knocked out.
And he had already accomplished so many things that he didn't even went to heavyweight and was coming back down just cause. Now he was just putting icing on the cake. The cake was already done. It was a strawberry shortcake, man. It was finished already. He went down. He got greedy. He got greedy.
And once again, it's like politics, where you have a whole bunch of people. They have the same agenda, but all of them are saying different things, contradicting themselves. Tom Loeffler said something at the press conference the press conference yesterday that contradicted what Abel Sanchez said. Tom Loeffler said Golovkin doesn't care about money. He wants to fight the best.
Right.
Abel Sanchez told me on this show it's all about the money.
Right.
Money over glory.
Right.
He told me that. I said, so it's more about money than legacy. Yeah. He told me when I was out there with him in Big Bear, he said, yeah, this is all about money. He said, why do you think Floyd is pound for pound? He's not because he's the best, because because he makes the most money, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And now he's trying to tell me today that it's all about money. It's all about this. Tom Loeffler says it ain't about money. It's about Golovkin wanting to be the greatest or him fighting the best.
Right.
But he chooses to fight Vanes Martirosyan over Darren Yevchenko.
Right.
I mean, it's...
And what else is amazing about the Golovkin situation? I kill Anthony Joshua for this, because Anthony Joshua don't come out and talk. But do you realize everything we talk about is either Loeffler or Abel Sanchez?
I didn't even think about that one.
It's never what Golovkin say.
Yeah.
It's always Sanchez or Loeffler. Somebody's always speaking for him.
For him.
Or everything he say is big drama show, right? And Mexican style. That's it.
Next
That's all
question.
we get from him. That's all we get from him.
That's all we get, man.
Oh, hey, no, Mac.
Blue Blood Sports TV up in the building. DBN Live, y'all. We getting it in, y'all. If you guys want to call in, go ahead and call in. Show your love in the comment section. Hit that like button as always. And let me go ahead and go to another call. Did I let my last call go? Let me see. All right, 901. All right, 901. Thanks for calling in, man.
That's
okay.
HBJ Dog.
All right. What is this? Oh, this was J Dog.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's J Dog. All right. Okay. Let's go. We got an international call. I don't know if this is the King of Ireland. Let me see, man. What's going on, man? 447. 447. Oh, my bad. I had y'all on mute. 447. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, man? It's Seth. What's up?
Yeah, it's Seth, the King of Ireland. What's going on, Seth? What's good, man?
Blue Buzz Sports TV and this motherfucker.
What's shaking with you?
When I was watching your joint just a minute ago, you had me looking through the middleweight rankings, through all the on Wikipedia or whatever it was, all the middleweight rankings. And I think Golovkin either retires after this fight or he goes up and fights Gilberto Ramirez.
That might be too tough. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. That's not a.
Spike O'Sullivan.
That's not a good look. Spike O'Sullivan.
Spike O'Sullivan.
The same
that's
division.
who he's gonna most likely fight.
Yeah.
The winner of that fight. Lemieux rematch. So? I think so.
Yeah. I mean, he ain't gonna fight Jamal
Charlo. Or James DeGale. Or he moves up because now James DeGale is a shell of himself.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Move up and fight DeGale. That's a cherry pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When DeGale called him out 2 years ago,
right,
and when he was a threat,
right,
he wanted to unify. Golovkin wanted to unify.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
All right, here I got a theory. I don't. You tell me if this makes sense. I think okay, when Jacob's my favorite fighter in middleweight, But assuming he wins his fight, I think he fights the winner of Saunders Andrade. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, well, Jacobs is fighting the best. I mean, so clearly he's not really hesitating to fight anyone. That does make sense. That makes sense. I mean, and he's with Warren. Saunders is with Warren. But still, the fight could be made easy.
Yeah, because we see Andre versus Saunders right now.
Yeah.
So they doing business. But I think that Danny Jacobs might possibly look to make that Charlo fight happen next.
Yeah, the Charlo fight.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be and then if it does happen, it's gonna be because Golovkin gonna give up the belt.
Right.
Because let WBC president Mauricio Sullivan tell it. This was Golovkin's last draw. Last draw. He has to fight him next, or he's finally gonna be stripped.
Right. So he'll be stripped.
Do you know how bad that's gonna look if Golovkin gives 2 belts up back to back? And it was for 2 tough opponents. Usually, when it's a fighter who's really about that business, sometimes we see him give up a belt for a better opponent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We seen that a lot of times where they said, they had an opportunity to fight the best dude in the division, right? And they chose to fight him as opposed to facing some dude who had 3 losses and he made his way up to the number 1 spot. You know what I mean?
And you know what's real ironic? When people mention Charlo and who he didn't fight, right? The real ironic thing about this whole thing is that Charlo was moving up and everybody was claiming he was scared of J. Rock Williams. That's why he was moving up.
Yeah.
So he decided, something? You can keep the belt, but I'm still going to fight this dude before I move up.
And that is the mark of a real champion or a real confident fighter that really believes he wants the best. He's the best or is proven he wants to be the best.
And he clearly was stating that he was having trouble making the weight. But since everybody started yapping and saying that he was scared of J. Rock Williams, he decided, you know what? I'm going to stay here for one more fight with this motherfucker before I move up and prove my point.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And we got to think, who did J. Rock Williams fight at that point?
Ishai Smith.
Right.
Yep.
And struggled. And struggled.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say, at least he did kind of look like himself though, because I expected the way he got knocked out it to be a complete different fighter, which we see a lot.
Right.
But let's go back to the phone lines. Hey Seth, man, you got anything else, man? Before I let you go.
I just had a quick question, because I mean, it seems like on the UK side that in the middleweight division they still have their hopes that Martin Murray will get a title shot because he's had a history.
Jesus.
No, seriously, I've been watching the channels and because he had so many close. His past, he fought
Sergio
a bunch of
Martinez.
dudes, but he never really gave any results. I mean, I did think possibly if Martin Murray, they try to put him up against Charlo. I don't know.
You said Martin Murray put him up against Charlo? Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying that's.
No, it's possible.
I'm not saying that.
What?
I'm not saying that's what I want. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they do some dumb shit like that.
No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant, Seth. Yeah.
And it really wouldn't be dumb because, at this point, if he don't get the Danny Jacobs fight and he don't get the winner of Billy Joe Saunders Andrade, and we know Triple G Canelo, they already made it very clear the winner's not fighting him next. I mean, everybody keeps saying, who is he for at 160? Well, he got to fight somebody, and nobody's trying to fight him.
But nobody. I mean, there's so many different directions you can go to get to the destination we going with this point. Who did Willie Monroe fight?
Right.
Who did Dominic Wade fight?
Right.
Who did Marco Antonio Rubio fight? Who did Adama fight?
Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
One of my subs told me when I was live a little while ago, it made sense. They said, who did Amir Khan beat to get a shot at Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah. Not even in the same division.
Not even in the same division.
Vanes Monterosian wasn't even in the same division. Came off of a loss.
Right.
This is what I'm saying.
That was like his Rod Salka or something.
Absolutely.
James Kirkland, they told him he couldn't even have his trainer in the corner.
It's impossible to defend a lie, man. And that's just what it comes down to.
Somebody said Dominic Wade fought his baby mother.
That's cold. That's cold. But anyway, hey, thanks, Seth. I'm going to go ahead and get to another one. All right, man?
All right, peace.
All right. See you, man.
And then Dante, but the cool thing is in the midst of all this BS that a lot of these snake-like promoters are trying to pull within the game, the great thing for boxing is that we got guys like you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. You're right, man. I mean, we done changed the way some of these fighters even thought about fighting certain opponents. You know, I mean, as a matter of fact, what did you say? We talked about that. Let's talk about that real quick. Sean Porter, Errol Spence, and with the WBC. Let me go ahead and refresh you guys' memory. So after Sean Porter got out of the ring, or before he got out of the ring, you seen Errol Spence jump in. He said, hey, man, just like you jumped in the ring against Danny Garcia, you called him out. Now I'm calling you out. Sean Porter said, this is the easiest fight that could be made. I'll see you soon. Went to the press conference room like 30 minutes later, and he said, I don't know if the fight is going to be next. You know, I mean, the WBC may have something else. They may want us to go a different direction. If it don't happen, it won't be my fault. It won't be Errol Spence's fault. Blue, tell me what the WBC said about Errol Spence versus Sean Porter fight when you interviewed Mauricio Suleiman.
Yeah, I talked to Mauricio Suleiman, and you guys saw it because I was on live, and Mauricio Suleiman said, I want to make that fight. He said, oh, yes. I said, are we going to see Errol Spence versus Sean Porter for that WBC title? And he said, oh, yes. we gonna get that. I said, we're going to get that next. Oh, yes. Yeah. So he was adamant.
Wow.
So
that's like saying, talk to my mama to vouch for me. She know that I was there at this time. And they go talk to the mama, and she like, I ain't seen him in 4 days.
Yeah.
I don't know where he at. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at this point in time, and we know that there's politics. We know that they lie and all of these things. But Mauricio Suleiman, the way he responded was, oh yeah,
yeah. He got excited about the fight.
Right, exactly.
Like I really want to, and the reason, once again, if you guys didn't catch on, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because Sean Porter used the WBC as an excuse why the fight may not, happen, why it may not materialize.
Right.
And WBC is saying, no, that's what we want.
Right.
So, so when it comes to the WBC, we going in the direction of you getting in there with Errol Spence.
Mm-hmm.
So, and once again, Blue, the thing is, it's one thing if both fighters are saying the same thing.
Right.
If Errol will say, hey, y'all, listen, this fight might not happen.
Right.
It ain't going to be my fault. And then we hear Sean say the same thing. Then you could be like, okay, they on the same page.
Right.
But when you got one dude saying, hey, man, you jumped in the ring with him. Now how come you won't fight me now?
Right.
Don't duck me, son.
Right.
And all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he sure did say that. Don't duck me, son.
He been watching my intro, man. You know what you're doing, Errol. That's what it is, boy.
Don't duck me, son.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Shout out to Errol on that one, boy. That was funny, and that was classic timing right there, boy.
Yeah.
But no, man. I mean,
we saw Sean Porter get in the ring with Danny Garcia, and that's how ironic. That was the same night that he was getting at Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was doing the interview, and he sat down with Keith Thurman, and he's like, we don't want to hear about the politics of the sport.
Yeah.
We want to know when you're going to fight.
He didn't want to hear about business.
Right. He didn't want to hear about business. He said,
as an excuse.
Right. He said, we want to know when.
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh, well, I'm going to be fighting then. He said, well, we want to know when.
Mm-hmm.
And who is it going to be? Pick one. Remember he kept saying, pick one. Pick one. It's going to be me.
How time backfire.
Yeah.
All time backfire.
You're going to be me. It's going to be Errol, or it's going to be Danny. But you got to pick one. Pick one right now. Pick one right now. And how ironic, that was the same night he jumped in the ring with Danny Garcia and said, listen, we want to fight. We want to fight. And Danny said, I'll spar you right now. No, we ain't trying to spar. We trying to make money. I mean, at the end of the day, man, we want to see the best fight the best, man.
We want to see the best fight the best. And like I tell you guys all the time, the most dangerous weapon in the world, at least one of them, is a microphone and a damn camera.
Yep.
Because people forget that it was on for some damn reason. Everything you saying is being recorded. And I just didn't understand, why would Sean say in the ring, or why would he go back to the press room and say, yeah, I knew I had to say it like this way because, Errol Spence, he called me out in front of the whole world. So, I know how this works. So I couldn't say this, what I'm saying right here outside of there.
Right.
I mean, to me, that made it look even worse.
Right.
If you're going to say something, stick to it.
Right.
If you feel that you're not doing nothing wrong, you shouldn't be concerned about how it's being received.
Right.
So hey, let's go back to the phone lines and see what it is, man. Before we go to the phone lines, let me go and introduce another member of that DBN Super Chat Army. I appreciate you showing the love and the donation, family. Shout out to my man Mo Reese. He said DBN and Blue, two of the realest in the game. Salute. I appreciate that, family. I appreciate that, man. We trying to get this work in. If you guys like what we doing, man, you can hit that like button, or you could even show love and donate and show it all. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and go back to the phone lines and see what's cracking, y'all. All right, 323 is up in here heavy. Oh no, that's 337. My bad. Okay, we got 337. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Dante? It's Mo G. How you doing, man?
Oh, what's going on, family? That's you in the super chat section?
No, that's the other Maurice from New Orleans. This Mo G from New Orleans. We didn't talk before. Shout out to Blue Blood. What's happening, man?
Salute. What's shaking with you?
What's
man,
up?
Look, y'all done talked about so much stuff, and I got a lot to say, and I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but I want to catch up on a few things. So y'all put on y'all seatbelt. Number one, Dante, it's your fault.
Go ahead.
It is Dante's fault for exposing the big drama show.
Guilty.
This Canelo Triple G fight, I could care less about. I don't like neither one of them, so I hope they beat the living shit out of each other for my entertainment.
For your entertainment?
For your entertainment. I like how you put that.
For my entertainment. So number two, we going to move on to the other side of the street. So I want to talk about the Garcia-Porter fight very briefly. I enjoyed the fight. I'm on the fence of who won it. I think Sean pushed it a little bit more to win, and some might say he was playing football. That's fair, but I like the dude. I like Danny Garcia as well. All right. This whole talk about Crawford and Spence, I think it's a fantasy because, like Errol Spence said, Crawford's on the wrong side of the street, if you get my drift. I think it'll be a great fight, but I can't help but go with my boy Errol from Dallas, bro. I seen the boy fight in Dallas when he fought this old Campo dude. It was live. It was probably one of the funnest fights I've been to. I was mingling around on the floor. Good experience. I don't want to see Spence fight Porter yet because I want Porter to enjoy having his belt for at least one or two fights.
At least you've been honest. At least you've been honest.
Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. Spence gonna knock his teeth out his mouth. He gonna straighten his teeth out. Number 4, the Herd and the Charlos. Herd and the Charlos met in New York. They were all friendly and giddy, and the next thing you know, the Charlos flipped the script. You know how I am about the Charlos. I told you I met Jermel. The dude is on another level, bro. I think they crazy, and I'm a little concerned about them.
Yeah, they crazy.
No, I'm serious. Listen, bro, them dudes is on another level. And they are really mean.
And every time they come out, it's more and more.
If you disrespect them, they will smack you in your mouth. And I worry. I hope they can keep their noses clean and stay disciplined and not get handcuffed, if you understand what I mean.
But you notice, but real quick,
go ahead.
You notice all the confrontations, though. One thing I will say is they never really threw a punch, though.
Right.
Even though they was, breathing hard and all that kind of stuff, you notice they never threw a punch. But I'm saying that's a good thing. I'm not dissing them for that. I'm saying that's a good thing. So I'm just saying.
Bro, just hopefully they never get to that point.
They are for real.
Oh, they for real. They for real. I'm not saying they're not for real.
The energy is for real.
The energy is for real. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. But I'm saying.
Right. So let me move on fast so the next caller can call. The other thing I want to talk about real quick is this kid Munguia fighting this dude Cook. I don't know who this dude Cook is. They are building up Munguia, but he still has a lot of work to do. And I think Benavidez would expose him if those two fought. But they on different sides of the street. If you know what I'm
Benavidez?
saying.
What are you talking about? What,
Yeah,
you're talking about 68-pound Benavidez.
yeah, you talking about
though.
68.
Yeah,
They had
Benavidez
154. They had 154.
Yeah, Munguia is at 154, and Benavidez is at
68.
168.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
Scratch
good.
that.
It's all good. What I hope, well, I just hope that Canelo, if he wins, they don't beg Munguia to move up, and that be the next fight because that's look like that's what's going to end up.
That's where it's going, man.
Look,
I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna be real with you. I can't. I should not hate on Canelo, but he is, to me, both of those fighters fight tomorrow are protected fighters. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. They're real fighters, they're good fighters, but I personally think they're protected, they're cash cows, et cetera, and I'm not gonna entertain it. So I wanna move on to one other thing. Chocolatito's coming back, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a fight tomorrow night on the undercard.
Against Moises Fuentes, right? Fuentes,
Yeah,
right?
Fuentes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. One other thing I want to say real quick, that Kovalev got knocked out by a dude named Eliader Alvarez, who was from Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Eliader Alvarez.
outstanding. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that was outstanding. My wife was grabbing me by my head because my wife's from Colombia, so she's gonna root for her country.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
y'all keep an eye on that brother.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Y'all
yeah.
keep an eye on
The
that
rematch
brother
is
down
coming
there in
soon
South
too.
America.
And
Yeah.
She gonna grab you by your head again.
Yeah, all day.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
They're gonna have a rematch,
Last thing I
and
wanna
HBO
say,
ain't even picking it up.
There
We
was
gotta talk
somebody
about
in
that.
Super
We gotta talk
Chat.
Go ahead.
There was somebody in Super Chat that brought up the Art and Science of Respect by Jay Prince. For those of you listening who do not read, you can listen to it on YouTube as the audio book. I listen to it every day. I have the book. Jay Prince has been a silent contributor to boxing for many, many years.
Yeah.
And if you want to know some of the things he tried to make happen, just listen to the Roy Jones-Mike Tyson fight. Last thing I want to tell y'all, Dante, you spent time in Thailand, Jing Jing, Sabadi Mai, all that. I spent 5 years there. I know what you went through. I know what you went through. I had tears of joy for you, but I'm glad you came back.
Yeah.
So on that note, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm to all you people listening. You need to get on a plane, and you need to go to Medellin, Colombia, the home of Pablo Escobar. It is not the same.
I've been to Colombia too, by the way. Go ahead.
I spent the whole summer there this summer.
Oh,
when
okay.
you get to Medellin, you're gonna shout me out.
For sure. Let
me tell you, there's a lot of specimens in eye candy down there, my friend. Thank you for your time. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Sabadi Hob. All right, man.
I'm gonna catch both of y'all at another fight. All right.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
For sure. We got brothers. We got brothers calling in speaking Thai up in here, boy. God damn. And I'm gonna drop Dante's Travel Nation, and I'm gonna start telling you guys where it is great to go, especially as a black man. Give you guys a perspective, and I'm also gonna give everyone who's not black a perspective of how it is out there. But one thing I will say about Thailand, though, it's amazing to go to another country that treats you better than they treat you in your own country. Than your own country. That's the reason why I love that country so much. They treat me like the president out there, and they don't see skin color. You ain't got to worry about the police shooting you while your hands is up. You ain't got to worry about no Trayvon Martin killing your kids. You ain't got to worry about none of that stuff out there. It's stress-free. So, but like I said, I'm going to talk more about that because a lot of us will never experience that. A lot of people, we envision that one day to happen here in America, but 99% of us will never experience how that feels to wake up one day and not think about none of that. So Yeah, man, that's what it is.
Oh, hey, let me step in on that, Dante. Hey, can you bring back your Dante's News Nation, man? Because the political side of things is something I'm deep on, and the thing I like to push for people in this country is what we deal with, especially with black folks. We got to become more politically involved in the system. This is a country built by our folks. This is a country we cannot turn our backs on. And then when you truly look at the aspect of America, America has been a country that we have, been built on our backs. But over time, America has allowed Europeans to come here, adapt into a white society, and thrive. We have to change that dynamic, take our piece of this. We have to start with getting out, being politically involved, and voting. Cut that "this ain't our country" shit, black folks.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, Reggie. I mean, once again, man, I mean, there's no such thing realistically, this ain't our country. No matter how we got there. Like I said before, man, if your mama, if she ended up getting with somebody and she couldn't stand him, but she really wanted to be with some other dude that dumped him, but the dude she ended up with got her pregnant, you know what I'm saying? You can't sit over there and say, that's not really my father. You know what I'm saying? It's still your father, no matter how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this was my point is, we've been here for 500 years. It don't matter if you hate America, how you've been treated, it's still your country. It don't matter how your parents treated you. If your parents treated you like crap, technically and biologically, they're still your parents. You can't say, no, they're not technically my parents because the way they treated me. Right. You know what I mean? So, so regardless if we love the country, we can't stand it, whatever, it's an actual fact that we are all American. We don't know no other country, So yeah, I mean that's just what that is, man. And for us to be here this long, we should be getting treated. Everybody should be getting treated the same. It's 2018. But we'll talk more about that. You're right, man. I'm gonna try to once again, man. Once I get a little bit more help, and that's the reason why it's been hard for me, to do all these projects, because while everyone else has a whole bunch of help, I've been doing a lot of this by myself, but I'm finally starting to get a little bit more help. Once I get a little bit more help, I'll be able. Oh, I appreciate it, family. I appreciate that. That's what I'm looking for. When I get more help, we can start, spending more time on Dante's News Nation, because I really do want to start, building that channel up, because there's always something to talk about every day, with the crazy news. And when forget it, because I'm gonna start keep talking about that. But yeah, we will definitely talk about that. Yeah, DCN, DBN, DNN. Y'all know what it is. DTN. It's the nation all day. Blue Blood Sports TV up in the building. We keeping it gully over here, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Let me go ahead and let me take another call, man. Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead.
No, I was saying yes indeed what y'all saying.
All day.
I'll definitely step in to help with that news thing.
Okay, for sure. We're gonna get it in. Man. Okay, we got 404. What's going on, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Dante? This is Brian calling from Atlanta.
What's going on, Brian? What's on your mind?
Ain't nothing much, man. Ain't nothing much. I was just about to put my little 2 cents in on that Golovkin legacy thing. To me, I think he came in the game old. You know what I'm saying? I think what they did was they built him up in front of the media as this killer, but he's only been fighting C-level fighters and been able to capitalize on all of that. And now he's fighting a smaller guy that's at his level skill-wise, and I don't see nothing else for him after this Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him fighting no Billy Joe Saunders or Danny Jacobs again. And with the Porter and Errol Spence situation, I think, Porter knows that Errol Spence is somebody that he can't bully around physically. You know what I'm saying?
And
so, no. I don't see him wanting that fight. I see him wanting a rematch with Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe taking on that Cuban guy that was on the undercard.
Well,
I don't think he has no choice but to take the fight. I don't think he has a choice.
Especially with the WBC. Like I said, man, Sean said maybe the WBC may want me to go a different direction, and the WBC, they just contradicted, what he just said.
Yeah, they just debunked that whole notion.
The WBC, they're into making money. They're into making money too, so they want the biggest fight too. But I don't think Porter personally wants that fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's not going to be able to come in there and just bum rush guys. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to rely on skills when he gets in there with a guy like Errol Spence. I mean, Errol Spence annihilated the guy who beat Porter. You know what I'm saying? Who took the belt from Porter. So, and I'm pretty sure they looking at that like, wow. You know what I'm saying? That's a risky fight. Like the dude said before, he wants to hold on to that belt as long as he can. He doesn't want to win it and then lose it, like how he did with Kell Brooks.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go ahead, Reggie.
I see Danny fighting Errol before Porter.
But no, what I think those are wrenching all that is with Al Heyman and his money. Boxing is so hot, he can step on the gas, especially with all this new competition trying to enter the market. He has so many mega fights. He can smash the gas, not let cats, because when he allow boxers to make the decisions, we run into the cherry picking and avoiding to A-level fights. So with that money and what he can put on, he's going to force that.
And I respect Al Heyman and Showtime for that, because they got all the welterweights over there and they're making the fight. They're making them guys fight each other. You know what I'm saying? So, But personally, I don't think Porter wants that fight, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see Danny taking that fight before Porter. You know what I'm saying? Even though Danny will lose that fight, stylistically it'll be a better fight, because Danny's good on his back foot and he got better defense. So, you know what I mean? If Porter can't go forward, that you take away his whole game. So if you put him in there with the bigger, stronger guy, what is Porter gonna do? I mean, there's a reason why Porter came down from 165 to 147.
Listen. I've been saying from the beginning, man. I know that Al Heyman reached out to Sean Porter and said, "Look, man, just fight him. Just fight him. Don't worry if you lose. We're gonna bring you back. Don't worry, we're going to bring you back. So if you do lose, you have an accident in the ring, we are going to bring you back. We really want to make this fight." And I truly believe, because once again, I talked to you about this, Blue. Think about this, and I said it in my post-fight video after the Porter-Garcia fight. Think about the fact that Errol Spence jumped in the ring. Why, if Sean had already said before the fight, I want to fight Errol next, why would Errol jump in the ring and assume that Sean still didn't want the fight?
Right.
Why he went in there and said something that was kind of scripted, because it sounded like he already had the conversation with Al Heyman and heard what Sean had to say, because he jumps in the ring and he says, just like you called out Danny, now I'm calling you out. He's trying to put that pressure on him because he already got the word that Sean Porter is saying, well, we may not be ready for the next fight, but we will fight him eventually.
And Errol Spence body language Errol Spence body language and Errol Spence aggression. He had more aggression towards the Terrence Crawford situation in the post-fight press conference than he did towards Sean Porter, and I think that might be a testament to what you just said. Maybe he already had it in his brain. He already knew. He's
already been informed.
Right. He knew that. Maybe he knows that. Listen, the fight is not.
It's not going to happen next.
Soon. And that's probably why that he's hell bent on fighting Mikey Garcia. Either in December or January, because he wanted to just stay active. And listen, now let me get that name on my resume.
As soon as Errol Spence said that, 30 minutes later, Sean Porter made Errol Spence look like a prophet, because he said he surprised us all and said, "Hey, y'all, I don't know if the fight is going to happen." And Dan Rafael made him look even worse, because Dan said to him, well, okay, we know the fight, it will be more likely, it will be more of a reality in spring of next year. And then Sean says, I don't know.
Right.
He still said, I don't know.
Right.
He didn't, I mean, Dan could have said, okay, then it's more likely summer 2019.
He could have kept going with it.
He could have kept going.
Yeah,
I don't know. Kept going with it. I don't know. So.
And see, that's the difference between them and us.
Yeah.
Because they ain't going to push that envelope.
Absolutely. Because there was a lot of questions that could have been asked. When he said the business and all this kind of stuff, there's a lot more questions that, because we could have asked, so is Errol Spence agreeing to the business?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does Errol, if it were up to Errol right now,
right,
would he actually accept the terms and conditions right now?
Right. I mean, this is the thing, man. If two fighters want to fight, they will fight.
Of course. Yeah.
That's just the bottom line.
If two
man.
people want to get married, they will get married.
They will get married. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And it's just like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. When Manny Pacquiao decided, listen, this is the fight that we're going to have. When they met after the basketball game, and the two fighters said, listen, we're going to fight. It didn't matter that he fought on HBO and he fought on Showtime.
Didn't matter.
You know what? They got the fight done.
Yeah. It showed. I mean, we've seen that on many occasions, though.
Right.
You know, Showtime, HBO
And
fight.
to that,
Go ahead,
and
Red.
to that point, and to that point, with the Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, them two, they was great when they fought. You know what I'm saying? When they fought each other, they both had a buzz. They both had platforms, so it was only right the money made sense. But with these guys not fighting Errol, it really stunting his growth to be a superstar because, I mean, Errol gonna keep on mopping the floors with these guys that they putting in front of him. But if these guys don't step up and fight him, then we're never gonna see no Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Because the platform ain't big enough. You know
The platform ain't big enough. Yeah, you need a structured tournament so we can have a finals.
Exactly.
Not to mention,
you need to get the people's attention. In order for two networks like HBO and Showtime to do business, it has to be worth the money.
And
you know what I'm saying? We've seen it with Tyson and Holyfield. We've seen it with Floyd and Manny. You know what I'm saying? If we want to see an Errol and Crawford, then, you know, these guys like Thurman and Porter and Danny, they got to fight Spence, man. You know what I'm saying?
Not to
we're
mention,
going to be stuck with him just mopping the floors with these guys, then he's going to have to move up and we never going to see that fight.
not to mention, it keeps us in the fog. It keeps us in the
because none of these welterweights want that smoke with Errol, man. He ain't gonna really. People ain't really gonna be lining up to fight him until he move up.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely.
And not to mention, it just keeps us in the fog.
Hey, thanks for your call, family. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. All right.
Because at the end
Take
of the
care.
day, we
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
no problem. At the end of the day, it's still an unknown. We assuming that he's just gonna mop the floor with these dudes, but we
have
still
to
haven't
see.
seen him in the ring. It's like what he said, it's stunting his growth.
Yeah.
But it's also robbing us of to see how great he really is.
Of
you
course.
know, so it's,
I mean, this is matter of fact. Let me ask everyone in the comment section. Who do you guys think looks worse in this situation with not fighting Errol Spence right now? Keith Thurman or Sean Porter? And I'll start with you while they answer the question. Who looks worse in this situation, Blue?
I think that in this situation, man, it's man, it's hard, man.
I say Sean Porter, man. I say Sean Porter by split decision. You know what I'm saying?
You know why?
It's close.
It's hard for me because Keith Thurman he kept
It was
moving.
all Porter.
Yeah.
Everybody in the comment section saying Porter. It's about two said Thurman, but a lot of people saying Sean Porter in the comment section, guys.
And you know what makes it difficult for me is that Keith Thurman kept moving the goalposts. You know,
Yeah.
It had to. He had to reach for this. He had to have a belt. He got a belt.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not enough. He need to be this. Oh, well, he did that.
True.
Oh, that's not enough. He got to do. You know, he kept playing Where's Waldo with us.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
Sean Porter, you know, he's just recently getting into this position where Errol's been chasing Keith for years.
True point.
Years, man.
Good point.
And Keith Thurman, and the difference between Keith Thurman and Sean Porter is that Sean Porter just recently became a talker.
Yeah.
It was all Kenny. But we had Keith Thurman come out the gate. Don't duck me, son. He's showing up to Paulie Malignaggi press conference. Don't duck me, son.
Yeah.
Oh, to Floyd Mayweather. I got an O and I ain't afraid to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when somebody stood up and said, okay, you got that. Oh, let me take it from you. Well.
Well, no, you're right.
Even
Excellent.
with the injuries.
Go ahead, Reggie.
No, I'm about to say, even with the mysterious injury, because I turn on Keith because when I first called your show, he made me look bad. But the thing is, what are the photos from this car accident he had and photos of the injuries? But I'm like, everything's just mysterious with him. And then now that somebody stepped in a way where they're kind of at the forefront of who fight fans want and, you know, promotional companies want to, you know, as the next opponents, and it's not Keith.
UNAK.
Now all of a sudden he has the ability to speak. Like, he just looks bad all around to me, man.
Yeah, he looked. The reason why I give the reason why I award Sean Porter as the winner is because Sean Porter, he said, "I want you next." Right. That's the one thing, Keith Thurman could say, "Whew, at least I never said I want to fight him next." Right. Sean Porter said, "I want to fight, that's going to be the fight. That's the fight that I want." And then he said, "This is the easiest fight." Yeah. That's where you really messed up. Yes. If it's the easiest fight, then what fight outside of this one is easier than that?
And you know something? I cringed when he said that. When he said, "Man, this is the easiest fight to make," I said, "Oh man, why you say that?" Because at the end of the day, if this was so easy to make, then why wasn't it made prior to this?
Wow.
How could you bring up business? You just said it's the easiest fight. So you just eliminated every option you had to use business as an excuse.
Yeah.
You can no longer use business as an excuse.
You can't use business as an excuse if it's the easiest fight to make.
This is the easiest fight to make.
If it was a difficult fight to make, then you could say you guys have to look at the business. You can't put them together. You can't put business and easiest fight to make in the same damn conversation. It's not synonymous. Man, goddamn.
And Dante, on top of that.
What's going on, AK? Arab King in the building. What's going on, AK? Say.
Hey, what's up, Dante? What's up, Blue Blood?
Hey, AK.
Blue Blood TV.
What's good with you? Ain't nothing, man.
Go ahead, AK. What's your point?
But yeah, with Porter, he not keeping the same energy. He walked up, when he saw Keith Thurman, he went up to him and he had that little scuffle with him.
I was just about to bring that up.
If y'all remember that, and Danny Garcia, he went to the ring, called him out. But with Errol, is all respect, it's the easiest fight to make. But like I said, afterwards he's making excuses. So he's not keeping the same energy. Before the fight, when he about to fight Danny, he's saying, yeah, the fight is next. He's fighting Errol Spence next. But after the fight, I didn't want to bring this up, when I was in front of the crowd. But honestly, I don't know. We probably got other plans. Like, what other plans do you have? If Errol Spence has a belt, you have a belt. That's the unification right there. There's no bigger fight than Errol Spence for you. Well, as far as payday, as far as legacy fight, all the above. Kell Brook beat you, and Errol Spence beat Kell Brook. So if you beat Errol Spence, that will help your legacy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he already fought Errol Spence, and from what we heard before that, he didn't do too well. So he already been in the ring with Errol. So they don't want to revisit that.
They don't want to revisit that. I mean, once again, man, you can't really make these excuses when you say, you want the fight next, or you want the fight, that's who I'm going to be fighting, and then once again turn back around and say, you guys got to look at the business and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, something else is when other people have negotiated, little details have come out, like with Joshua Wilder. We know what Eddie Hearn put in the contracts. I'm reading it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's up. Matter of fact, why don't you just go ahead and talk about that, man? Go ahead.
So we just got some news, man, that they're looking to announce Fury versus Wilder right before the Alexander Povetkin Anthony Joshua fight.
Right on.
That's a good look. That's some good stuff right there, Blue. And the cool thing about that is I was starting to get afraid, man. I was starting to get afraid that because I talked to somebody who was real close to the situation, and they said that Tyson Fury was reluctant to sign the contract. He wanted more
really
money.
Was?
That's what somebody real close to the scene said. Yeah, they said that. Matter of fact, a boxer that I had on the show, he didn't want to, but yeah, because he was supposed to be on that undercard, and he said that's what he's hearing for management is Fury wanted a little bit more money. I don't know how true it is. This is just talk. I'm not reporting it as fact, but this was the talk. This was the word, So, but y'all heard it right there, man. So that's what it is, man. So we're gonna get that announcement pretty soon, and we're gonna take it from there. But anyway, man, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up, y'all. Once again, tomorrow it'll be interesting. It's a lot on the line. Canelo may never be able to bounce back if he loses this fight. Golovkin's career is over. I mean, it's bad for both of them, man. If they lose this fight, it's bad for both of them.
And you know what's a lot of people had disinterest in the fight due to the failed drug tests and the situation where the winner we trying to get the winner to face Charlo or the rematch with Danny Jacobs for Triple G. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's a resolution.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get an answer one way or another.
Some type of closure.
Right.
You know, I mean, like I said, this is gonna be the end of the chapter. No third fight. Once again, if you do want to have a third fight, take care of the rest of your business and then come back and fight a third time.
Right.
But I really think, Blue, this is the type of fight where the first fight was slow. And I think you was the one that said, right? They're gonna continue where they left off, the 13th round.
Right. I think it
ain't gonna be 12 fill out rounds.
Right.
You know, so
and that's why I think somebody might actually get knocked out in this fight.
It's very. I kept saying I either see a knockdown or a knockout.
Right.
I either see a knockdown or a knockout in this fight.
Right.
You know, and the thing once again, if Canelo tries to stand his ground, that's the reason why I see somebody get knocked out. Both of them felt both of them were probably thinking each other was too timid.
Right. And not to mention the emotion was different for the first fight.
Oh yeah.
Canelo's emotion was more directed towards the WBC than it was Triple G. And this fight, they got so much animosity towards one another at this point in time.
It wasn't as personal.
It's not. It wasn't exactly. That's the words I was looking for. Exactly. It wasn't as personal, man. And we've never seen Canelo run up on his opponent that, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen. He had to be held back.
And that wasn't fake.
It wasn't fake at all, man.
Yeah, he was heated. I'm telling you, man.
It was like he almost forgot that it was a damn weigh-in and not the fight, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he blames Golovkin on ruining his reputation.
Right.
He really feels he blames it all, but you can't blame it on Golovkin.
Right.
You got to blame that on yourself, though.
And then not to mention the fact that Golovkin is being real petty, him and his team.
Yeah.
You can't use these gloves. You can't use this tape.
I thought that was pretty bizarre right there.
And did you hear this nonsense? Hey, did y'all hear this nonsense that Tom Loeffler said on Stephen A. Smith's show?
What did he say?
This guy said, "Are y'all ready for this? Brace yourself, man. Brace yourselves for this." He said, Stephen A. Smith asked him to the lines of, what's going to be the difference for Triple G to win this fight? You know what this guy reasoning was?
What?
Then he got some new Jordans he going to wear in this fight that's going to allow him to cut the damn ring off. I couldn't believe he said that, man.
Tom Loeffler, boy.
And Stephen A. Smith said,
Yeah, he got it.
I never seen a fighter win a fight because he changed his sneakers.
Oh yeah.
He said, well, it's the type of sneakers that it is.
Oh, he was serious.
He was serious. And he was going to allow him to cut the ring off.
Because that sounded like somebody just being sarcastic, like messing with you.
No, he was serious. It's going to allow him to cut the ring off. It's freaking unbelievable, these guys, man.
Like I said, Tom said at the press conference, Golovkin don't care about money. He's willing to fight anyone. Remember, this is the same guy who said, Golovkin versus Vanes Martirosyan is a great fight because, hey, Vanes is from L.A. And
what the hell?
Golovkin ain't from L.A. What that got to do? Oh, man, I'm done, man.
Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this shit up, man.
Go ahead.
But Dante, what y'all think about the pill that Canelo, took after the weigh-in? Like, what's y'all thoughts on that?
In the first fight?
No, they said that I heard somebody say it on my live stream. They said that if you watch HBO's feed live stream, he took a pill during the weigh-in.
Again today?
That's what they said today. I didn't see it. Did you see it? Did you see it, AK?
Yeah, I seen it. He took it, and then it seemed like he kind of dropped it, or I don't know. He was kind of looking nervous while he was doing it.
See, somebody.
I saw it the first time.
This is why we need to ask him. Because ain't nobody else going to ask the question.
Gonna ask him.
But now that we're talking about it, other reporters watching the show right now, then they will. Because they're like, damn it, we didn't want to ask. But if they're going to ask, we might as well ask.
They got to beat us to the punch.
Yeah, but I don't care. But
they still ain't going to deliver it like us.
Yeah, it don't matter. But we need to ask the question.
Right.
After the fight, What was the pill that you took? Because everybody was talking about that. What kind of pill did you take before the fight?
Hey, and nobody asked him about the pill he took the first damn fight.
Okay, we got 2 questions then.
Because we saw him take it the first time.
Barbershop conversation, he pointed out, and even though he's getting VADA tested, and he signed up for the 360, for the year-rounded program where he getting tested all year. So, he is getting tested, but that pill is kind of suspicious. You got to kind of clarify what it is.
Well, yeah, he at least tell people what it is. Don't be and that's something else. You would think a person would be like, well, I know how I'm already looked at.
Right.
They already looking at me as the clenbuterol champion now.
And this is what I don't understand, man. Why would you do? You don't think the cameras is looking at you?
Yeah.
With a
do it backstage.
Right, like come on.
Yeah, backstage. You could have did that in the bathroom by yourself. You could have did that
But
anywhere.
you know what? This goes back to them thinking that we damn fools. That's how bold they are. It's just like you said. They that comfortable that they feel like we that stupid that they could do this.
Absolutely. I mean, because regardless if it is something, if it's just a snack or whatever, because I remember it used to be something. I remember Chavez. They used to always give Chavez something and he would chew it, and no one ever questioned what it was. You remember that?
Yeah, it was the Gatorade.
Gatorade pill or something like that?
Or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, because I always thought that was some innocent stuff. But I'm just saying.
But yet they would get on Floyd Mayweather for taking an IV though. Which ain't nothing but water and salt.
Water, yeah, and we already know. Oh well, even Freddie Roach has said that was nothing, So, but
and like you said, it could be a pill, for like to
water pill,
hydrate or something. But the fact that he takes it right after the weigh-in, it just looks suspicious because he takes it fast and. He swallow it. He try to not to get the camera to see him, but why can't you take it afterwards? But it's just, it's just weird. I don't know what's going on with that.
And
is anybody picking Canelo?
No, one more thing
before. I'm slightly leaning towards Canelo, man. One
more thing we didn't talk about was the fact that Canelo was being a diva.
He was
when they called him out to go first. On
yeah. I thought, that was pretty dramatic.
Yeah,
man.
And that motherfucker just sat back in his chair and crossed his arms.
Yeah, because
he said,
I'm not going first.
I ain't going first.
And you not the champion.
You ain't even the champion.
He's not even the champion, man. So that's once again, he on that Michael Jackson, man.
And even the announcer is like, yo, what are you talking about, man? It's your turn. They like, nah, he ain't going. And his team was like, man, just sit there.
Yeah. They trying to rattle Triple G, man. They trying to rattle Triple G.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I think that the character assassinations them bother him. So.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
He's upset. He's definitely upset.
He fired up, man. Hey, we winding down, man. I'm gonna take one more call and then we gonna wrap it up, guys.
Can y'all touch on the Gervonta Davis situation?
Man,
well, him supposedly getting faded by a bartender.
I didn't even hear about this.
Supposedly the bartender put hands on him.
For a fighter to be in the bar, spending $10,000. That's kind of crazy. That's not what a fighter do.
Ran up a bill. Is that what it was?
Yeah, he ran up his tab to $10K, and I guess he thought his star power, was going to allow him to walk away from it
without paying it.
And I guess the bartender was like, or the owner or something was like, "Listen, I'll meet you in the street rather than you not pay this tab." And he met him in the street.
Really?
Yeah, they actually shot hands, man.
What?
Yeah, that's.
How did I miss this? When did this happen?
He got arrested, Tank, too.
No, today. It came out today.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Wait, because I've been on the road just running all day. I haven't been ever since the weigh-in. I haven't been able to look at the news.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Young man tripping, man.
Wow. And you know what? Since we talking about this,
and Broner got banned from Uber. He can't use Uber no more. These dudes is unbelievable.
Broner got banned from Uber.
Yeah.
Damn.
Broner be.
Jesus.
And you
Christ.
just can't make this shit up,
man. You really can't. You really can't. And Tank Davis, man. I was surprised. I don't recall Tank looking that heavy in between fights.
Me neither, man.
I don't. I mean,
and those memes is fucking hilarious.
Oh, I haven't seen them. They got some memes out there. Huh?
They got some Cabbage Patch or something.
Tank hasn't been right since that Cabbage Patch meme.
Yeah, I just said it.
Yeah. Man, I like I said, I didn't see any memes, but yeah, I mean, I just really hope Tank don't mess up his career, man. I hate to see a fighter that talented, man, end up getting defeated by distractions, outside distractions, right. You know what I mean? I always think of Aaron Pryor, you know what I mean? Like fighters like that was so great and he let outside stuff ruin his whole career. I hope that doesn't happen with Tank Davis, man. And
man, Dante, can I say it?
Go ahead, say it, man.
Can I say it, man? I think the dude is ruined, man. He's associating himself with another self-destructive person in Adrian Broner. He has one of the greatest mentors from the business aspect of boxing, the technical side, and he causes these rifts. Like his whole riff and his negative responses and intentions towards Floyd Mayweather is like the most asinine thing a young kid can do. And I think a lot of it affects, both of them are affected by their childhood and their upbringing. Like they can't, it's almost like the David Ruffin thing where you hear the stories of when things are going right, they find any way to railroad the situations. Yeah. They're not used to success and I think they shy away from it and they're a little afraid of it. Because fame is a hard thing for young folks who come from underprivileged backgrounds to handle.
That's true.
Psychological sides is fucking with them.
That is very true. Mm-hmm. That is very true. But I say it's just a little premature to say he's done. I gotta see it first. I gotta see it first.
Yeah, I don't think he's done.
Yeah, because but it'll be interesting to see how he looks in his next fight.
It's got to be a tune-up, man.
Yeah. If we see anything different. If we start seeing him look sloppy and winded, huffing and puffing or something like that, then you could say this is the beginning of the end. But it's a little too early, I think, to say he's done.
He's going to have to take a tune-up fight.
Yeah,
because otherwise his whole camp is going to be focused on losing weight.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But it's beyond, it's not just losing weight. It's your habits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, if you drinking like that,
right.
I mean, we know this is what makes Floyd Mayweather so great.
Right.
His discipline.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is what makes Terrence Crawford is very disciplined when it comes to stuff like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
we
got to
just talking about that last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one thing I was saying about. Go ahead, AK.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna affect Gervonta with his next fight with Morris. I feel like he could take out Morris with ease, but.
Even drunk, huh?
When you do move up to 135 and you fight guys way bigger than him, and he's a short fighter, and drinking, spending 10,000 in a bar, and you a fighter like Andre Ward said.
Wait, hold on, AK.
A fighter who drinks or smoke hookah that can't beat me. Like you can't beat me if you're not disciplined and you out here smoking hookah. And drinking when you're a fighter. When you're a fighter, you gotta avoid all these things.
Hey, AK, hold on, man. Let me tell you. You said that spending $10K, man. He got faded because he ain't want to spend the money.
Yeah, he said he got faded because he didn't want to spend the money.
So he ain't even trying to spend $10K, man. He's trying to get it for free.
But see, that's Broner style stuff, though. Because what happened when Broner lost that bet with bowling or whatever it was? He tried to take his money back. So Tank is on that Broner right now.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
Yo, listen, man. These dudes, man, they got to get focused at this point.
Get focused, y'all. Hey, and this is constructive criticism, man. So, y'all shouldn't be taking this personal.
And I hope they don't affect Errol Spence, because Errol Spence, man, he was kind of a little tipsy the other night.
Yeah, I tripped off of that. I was surprised. I would never expect to see Errol Spence. He just don't look like the type, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Right. He don't look like the type to get drunk. I didn't even think Errol Spence drank.
I didn't even think he drank.
Yeah, I didn't even think he drank. So,
yeah. But he was a little tipsy, though, because he was an interview where he was saying, I lost to Omar Figueroa when I was in 2015, which he meant in 2005, but he kept messing up so much, and you know it was hilarious. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you
he
can tell
kept-
he's tipsy.
And he even went. He was drunk, man. He wasn't tipsy. You being generous, but he was even going back and trying to count the years. He said, "Oh, I was born in 2000." Something crazy like that.
I didn't see the interview. I just heard people saying, "Man." Some people were sending me links saying, "Hey, man."
He was counting the years, like, because I was born in this year, so he made me around this. So yeah, that's when I lost to him. It was like, Errol, come on, bro.
Stay focused, hey, Errol, stay focused, man. Stay focused, man. I don't want trying to go in there. I don't want none of them trying to go in there with the drunken monkey style. You know what I mean? So let's stay focused, man.
Maybe Errol was doing that just for them to get comfortable.
Yeah. Maybe he was just acting out a little bit. Maybe he was tipsy, but maybe he was just kind of acting, just having fun with it, But like I said, man, I hope, man, it's hard. I don't want to believe that cats like that, are going to allow this to affect their career, and I think they will. Calm that stuff down before it starts to wear on their career. I just hope that doesn't happen. Yes, sir.
Man,
anyway,
I think Gervonta Davis, the focus is gone, man. Because you look, even when you follow him from the social media aspect, you look at guys like Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, even I see in Bobby Jack, I see with Caleb Plant. Everything posted, streamed is focused around their craft. What they're doing to keep themselves in shape and all this. Everything with Gervonta Davis, Adrian Broner, when you look at it, you almost think they're damn rap stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's just no focus behind the craft. And it's just ways you can channel in the scene where a person's focus is, even through the social media aspect. Because the guys who are serious, they're focused on that craft. These guys, rap stars, big chains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, living that life. But Floyd was able to balance it all out. He kind of lived the rap style. He was tossing money and all that, but he knew his limits. He wasn't going to allow that to affect his greatness and his legacy. He wasn't. While everybody was drinking, he was sitting over there not drinking. While everybody was smoking and doing all kind of stuff, he wasn't doing none of it. He'll get up and go running after everybody is drunk.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Floyd Mayweather did it as to sell his image. He wasn't actually living that lifestyle.
Yeah.
He just did that to, like 50 Cent said. 50 Cent said,
it was
listen.
a character almost.
Right. Like 50 Cent said, listen, right in the middle of us being at the club, first of all, he didn't drink and he didn't smoke. Right? And then there's women on record saying that he wasn't even having sex when he had a fight coming up. And then 50 Cent comes out and says, listen, we be in the club and this dude popped the trunk, put on a sweatsuit, and he gone. So see, these dudes ain't popping no trunk and running nowhere but to the bar.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Real talk. It's the facts, man. You know what I'm saying? And I could see Terrence Crawford. That's the lifestyle Terrence Crawford lived.
Yeah.
When he told Spence, "Listen, boy, you drunk." Boy. Yeah, he said, "You drunk, boy."
Yeah, you drunk, boy. Yeah.
And he told Broner, "You look like a groupie."
Oh man. Did he say Broner looked like a groupie?
That's what he told him.
Yes.
Yeah, he trying to get that Broner fight too, man.
Yeah, man. So that's why I tell people when people say, "Oh, the Spence and Crawford on two different sides of the street," yeah, they are. But when two fighters want to fight each other, they're gonna fight.
Yeah, I like I said, I never buy into that.
Right.
I never buy into that, man. If they want to fight, they're gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
and that's just all is to it, man. Hey guys, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We've been 2 hours in, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's going down tomorrow. Canelo versus Triple G, the rematch. We'll be doing a show after the fight. After I upload everything, we're gonna try to do a late night show for my special guest in the building, Blue Blood Sports TV. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. That's what it is, man. Once again, tune in to the actual radio show this Sunday. All right, it's really gonna be going down after we see the results of this actual fight. And my jump in guest, aka Rap King, and my man Reggie, who's always holding it down on the panel and in the comment section, man. Once again, man, I appreciate everybody showing your love, and we'll see you guys next week. But at the end of the day, y'all already know what it is, man. Hashtag Dante's Boxing Nation. Hashtag Dante's Cooking Nation. Dante's News Nation. Dante's Travel Nation. Hashtag New Media. Hashtag Decaf Busters. We see y'all tomorrow, man. It's going down like a plane crash. Yep.